Hello everyone, welcome back to the McMimi YouTube channel. As you can see here, I'm in a very nice build, and today's video is about 5 hidden entrances that you can hide very easily, and they're pretty difficult to notice. So, we're in this little office, this solar. Any idea where you might think there might be something hidden? It doesn't have to do with that, it's just that is the painting that's here, because I like that. No? Okay, let's start off with number 1. The first one, you'd think, okay, yeah, pretty bog standard. But wait, something ain't right. If we break this, you will notice that there is trapdoors here. And basically, this makes it so that it is very hard to sort of walk in. You have to really get it precise. You can't walk there or there. You have to get it right in the middle to get in. Basically, this means is that if someone is jumping around trying to get into your secret base through the painting, well, I just got it there so it looks stupid, but it's much less probable than if you just have like signs, because then they have a whole block's width. This way they have like, I don't know, like 66% of a block, whatever the case. It's less, and it's harder for them to get in. That's the first one. There's actually 3 hidden things over here. All right, let's do number 1. This uses the lectern. As you may know, the lectern gives off a signal depending on what page you're on. So we are on the 3rd page, so it's giving off 3 redstone dusts, if you understand. The lectern basically is powering that much redstone, but not that much, okay? Just 3 redstone dusts. So if we go to page 4, this will open, as you can see. Pretty seamless, right? I bet you didn't even notice. The paintings are just there as a distraction. There's nothing there. If we go in here, as you can see what I mean, the, oops, hope that didn't break that painting. Okay, whatever the case, here is the lectern, and then there's that block right there behind it, and the signal from the comparator comes out. So you don't need to do anything for the comparator, just put it down, and you can even have it touching the lectern, but also just a block away. It will now give out 4 or 5 signal length to turn off this torch and close the Jeb door. Once you get into your secret lair, you can just hit that, lock it back up, and then when you're going to leave, hit that again, go out, and head back to 3, and it's closed. A few of these designs use a Jeb door, so I figured I'd just show you exactly how it works. Basically, the redstone will go in to these 2 pistons, the ones that are extending into the wall, as you can see. They pull back and then those pull back. So you want to put a repeater facing that way towards these 2 pistons. As you can see here, the material that you're going to be flush is here. 2 pistons there, and then 2 sets of pistons facing into that to push it. And then redstone there, and the repeater will be facing that way with 1 tick. And when we press it, it pushes outwards and locks down that, as you can see. I just figured I'd show that off because that is how a few of the seamless doors are in this build. Now if we go over here, you notice I've done kind of the same thing, but with the chiseled bookshelf. As many of you may know, chiseled bookshelf will output a signal based on where you put the book down. So if you use this, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I put this in 6, that will open up. The thing, though, about these, which is kind of annoying, is they don't just close after you take this away. See? You have to put it in that, which will sort of update the signal. It basically just, the signal is whatever the last slot was used. So this will stay powered even if I'm removing that book, if you know what I'm saying. The signal is still being taken by the comparator. And it's the same design as the other side. Same thing. But yeah, you just have to make sure to close it down by hitting like one of the three. That's what I generally do, is I make it so it's like the bottom slot is what's powering it, not the top, because, well, I don't know. Just the way it is. See, this won't turn it off, but if you have to power it less, so see, there's less power. And now the last one. As you can see, there's this diminutive chair here, baby chair, and then the big boy chair. I wonder where this last thing could be. Not that. Why not we try this button? Huh. I think I must have broken it somehow. Oh, it's because I had this full block here. Sorry, guys. That's a big mistake. So, this is actually a good learning lesson. You cannot have a full block there. I put that there accidentally. Now the redstone isn't connected. You're going to have to do it with a block that has slabs. So, if we try this one more time, hit that, and you get dropped down. I think it's pretty funny. Obviously, this looks stupid now, but the fact remains it's kind of a cool design. It looks like a chair, but as you'll notice, there's no slab or anything because the block is being pulled down. The button activates this redstone, which goes and turns off this torch, which is currently powering these two. So it's the same sort of idea as these. The redstone turns off and unpowers that first because there's no repeater, and then because there's a repeater for these two, it will power that one sooner. It powers this one sooner and then powers this one after. So as you can see, we hit that and it pulls down and then pulls back because this makes the single longer. So that's just what you have to keep in mind if you're making one of these kind of Jeb doors. So yeah, don't make my mistake. You can't have a full block there. Now we move on to the last hidden room. I don't know where it could be. Everything seems very seamless. There's no gaps anywhere. There's none of those chiseled bookshelves. I don't know, guys. I don't know where that room could be. Also, this is this new Cinnabar. Just got added. I love this block already. It looks like a very nice plush sort of couch. There's a sort of roundness to it. I don't know why. Maybe it's lighter in the middle. Whatever the case, time's up, kids. Let me show you this cool secret room. We go over here. You may catch the corner of it. See? That is an observer. Yep. Basically impossible to notice. But come over here, click on this campfire. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's wait for the smoke to clear. As you can see, the fireplace has opened up to let us through. I'll give an in-depth tutorial on this one, but you just right-click it, light the campfire, and the door is shut. And you might be thinking, how am I going to get back out? You know, I can't use a shovel on the campfire now. I'm locked out. The humble Jeb door, right next by it. Yep. I'm a sucker for a Jeb door. We use it, we go out, we're locked out. I figured that's the best way to get out because it's seamless and you don't have to have a button or like a lectern to sort of give away the secret. And I don't think many people are going to notice the campfire observer tech. So this is a good entrance. And then a good exit. Alright, so I'll show you how to do this. I found a video of this on TikTok, but there was no tutorial. The guy wanted you to go on his Patreon to see the tutorial. So I tried to reverse engineer it. So that's what I came up with. You have the observer, and just imagine the trapdoor is the campfire. This observer sees the campfire, and this is the kind of design you have to have, because that block's getting pulled out, and this block is getting pulled down, because obviously you have to have brick behind the campfire, so it's not suspicious. So this observer is looking up at the campfire. This observer is looking at that observer, so it detects the change. It then powers this block, which powers this guy, the copper bulb. This acts as sort of a way to make a button be a lever. If you'll bear with me for one moment, we can show this off. Basically, if I use a button on a lamp, it gets powered for a little, but then it gets turned off. But if I use a button on a bulb, it just gets turned on, okay? So now it's just on, it's just outputting a signal. So this is how you can use a button like a lever. Because as you may know, a lever will turn on a lamp permanently. So it's the same process. Basically, the wax copper bulb is a simplified T flip-flop as people would make back in the day to turn a button into a lever. It involved droppers and hoppers, and it's just annoying. And now we can just use it with one block. So this guy detects the campfire getting lit or unlit. This guy detects that guy. So he has to be looking into him. As you can see, he's outputting the signal here. This guy's outputting the signal there. He goes into this block and activates this guy, which then gets turned into a full signal by the comparator. That then goes into this redstone torch, and you have to make it exactly like this, and then goes into this repeater, which powers this block, and this redstone, which activates that piston. And this will be your sort of background block, you know, the brick in there. At the same time, directly above this torch is a piece of redstone, which goes into this block to power that piston, and then goes up and around into this repeater, which I have ticked down, and then it goes into these two pistons. So when you unlight the campfire, this block will pull down, and this block will pull back, and then get pulled upwards, letting you access to the tunnel. And the same thing happens in reverse. I'll just show it off one more time so everyone knows where to put stuff. I think generally speaking, at least this, like I said, I just saw a video of this in action, but I didn't actually see the redstone. So I'm not entirely sure if this is the most streamlined version, but this is what I came up with, and it works. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.